We now know who the final 8 players are for this year's ATP Finals. That tournament's going to run November 10th through November 17th. Now, before we get into the thick of things and breaking down the final 8 players, I'm going to start with the one really big news that came out a few days ago. I'm sure you guys probably already saw it. And this is a player that wasn't into the ATP Finals, crept his way into it, now has withdrawn from the tournament. That is Novak Djokovic. Djokovic giving a statement on social media saying that he was pulling out due to an ongoing injury. Obviously, that injury is undisclosed, but we could probably assume it is that knee injury that's been lingering throughout the course of this year. I don't blame Novak Djokovic here. Big thing for him, get healthy for 2025, where he will seek major championship number 25. Now, with that being said, let's get into the final 8 players. For this video, I'm going to go in order from number 1 through number 8, just say a few keywords about each player. Let's get started with the number 1 seed, the world number 1, Jannik Sinner. Sinner, great year here in 2024. The big things is that he's won the Australian Open and the US Open, a 2-time major champion here in 2024. He's been the best player start to finish, and in my personal opinion, being that this is going to be on the hard courts, he is the favorite, in my personal opinion, to win this year's ATP Finals. Now we go to the number 2 seed with a big win in Paris. This guy had jumped up to number 2. It's Alexander Zverev. Zverev, pretty consistent play overall through the course of 2024. There's been a few hiccups here or there, but overall, very solid play from Zverev. The big one this year was that he came so narrowly close to winning that French Open, losing 5 sets to Carlos Alcaraz there. Also had a very good showing at this year's Australian Open as well. And he also has 2 ATP 1000 victories throughout the course of this year. Now we go to the number 3 seed, and I'm sure you guys are probably shocked that this guy's in at number 3. You probably thought he would have been at number 2. It's Carlos Alcaraz. Alcaraz, you guys know, great year here in 2024 as well, winning the French Open, followed it up a few weeks later by winning Wimbledon, going back-to-back there. He also was the Olympic silver medalist where he lost to Novak Djokovic in that matchup there. But, I mean, this guy is rolling this year. The big thing, though, with Alcaraz, guys, as of late, this later part of the season on the hard courts, been some struggles for Carlos Alcaraz. Let's see if he can bounce back. This is a big opportunity here in the ATP Finals. He doesn't have an ATP Finals championship, so I bet you he's going to be hungry for this one. He's going to come out guns blazing in this one. Now we go to the number 4 seed. This is a guy, when you talk about hard courts, is always going to be in the mix of things. It is Daniil Medvedev. Now, Medvedev's coming off of a bad showing in Paris, but again, nonetheless, very consistent player, very tough to get out of there, very good on the hard courts. Let's remember back at the start of 2024, he went 5 sets with Jannik Sinner in that Australian Open final. So expect Medvedev to kind of be in the mix of things here. He's definitely not going to be a walkover in this year's ATP Finals. Now, coming in at number 5 is a guy that's been having a very, very, very good end to 2024, despite a bad showing at Paris, and that is Taylor Fritz. Fritz, the big thing, guys, was that US Open, making it to the finals. That was a very big moment in Fritz's career, and let's see if it could kickstart him, right? Fritz is definitely a very talented player. You could see him improving, right? For somebody that's an American tennis fan, right? For me, especially being here in America, we've been waiting for an American to step up to the plate here. Fritz is starting to do that. He's had a lot of improvements in his game. I don't think he's going to do anything really super big here in this ATP Finals. Maybe he could advance to a semifinal. I just think there's a little bit too many good players in the mix here. But nonetheless, though, I mean, Fritz has the talent to definitely challenge in this one, make things interesting. Look out for Taylor Fritz in this year's ATP Finals. Now this is the part where things kind of get a little wishy-washy with players qualifying, making it. We'll see if they could do anything here. Right now, coming in at number 6 is Casper Ruud. If this was on the clay courts, we could have a bit of a conversation. On the hard courts, I don't see Ruud being much of a factor. We know he's a clay court specialist, but Ruud, nonetheless, from that very good clay season, coming in here at number 6. At number 7 is going to be Alex de Minaur. De Minaur, again, a guy, he was kind of on the outside looking in a little bit, kind of holding that narrow 8 spot a little bit. Again, a guy that I just don't see going to be able to take a big step here in this year's ATP Finals. But hey, he's made it. He's qualified. Let's see what he does with the opportunity. And now finally, rounding things out here at number 8 is going to be Andrey Rublev. Rublev, where to begin? There's been some pretty solid moments on tape here this year, 2024, right? He won on the clay courts, a big ATP 1000 event there in Madrid. He also had a very good showing at this year's Canadian Open as well. He's also had a lot of really bad moments and temper tantrums throughout the course of 2024. Kind of been all over the map here with Andrey Rublev. So question with him, which Andrey Rublev shows up? The guy that's made very deep runs into these tournaments, even won an ATP 1000 event, or is it going to be the guy that has the temper tantrums and is out early? So we'll see. That is your field for the ATP Finals. It's going to be a fun tournament. Can't wait to see how it's all going to play itself out in Italy.